What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Vince McMahon has lost WWE forever, Alberto Del Rio goes insane, Triple H hates Money in the Bank, WWE are not changing SmackDown, Santino, Marella and Arianna Grace make history, an AEW wrestler under fire for a reckless spot, WWE superstars are not happy with this star, more NXT call-ups and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now first story looks at WWE are not changing up SmackDown. Now it's time for an update on the question that's been driving many WWE fans bonkers ever since SmackDown expanded from 2 hours to 3 hours. When in the blue hell is the blue brand jumping back to 2 hours? Unfortunately for fans who have been overwhelmed by SmackDown's 3-hour runtime, and judging from social media there are many fans who feel that way, there are no immediate plans to scale things back to 2 hours. WrestleVotes Radio recently dropped the news saying, according to sources, the plans for SmackDown show length on USA Network changed back in January. WWE and USA agreed that the May 30th show would be the final 3-hour presentation, with the show reverting back to 2 hours on the June 6th edition. We are told that the show will remain 3 hours for the foreseeable future, as USA Network was steadfast on keeping it that length. Sources say USA has been happy overall with the performance of the show numbers-wise, with the extra third hour. USA Network must be pleased with the ratings for the third show, or they wouldn't be willing to continue, and you can be sure WWE is being well compensated for it. As fans have seen with the recent increase in content, including 3 major shows on the 12th and 13th July of NXT Great American Bash, Saturday Night's Main Event, and Evolution 2, the promotion doesn't seem concerned with burning out fans with so much content. Are you guys happy that SmackDown is keeping it 3 hours? Next up, Vince McMahon has lost WWE forever. A former WWE personality, Jonathan Coachman, recently revealed on his podcast that Vince McMahon is interested in buying back WWE. Do I know 100% he's going to buy WWE? I know that he wants to. Now, as wild as the rumor sounds, Coachman's podcast co-host Vince Russo suggested a hidden agenda between McMahon and TKO. What if he made the deal with Ari and TKO and they were the placeholder? In 3 years, when this is all behind me, this is the price I pay you to get my baby back. Now, even though there could be a small % chance that Vince really wants WWE back, it would probably be impossible for him to buy it back on his own. Fightful Select reported McMahon would almost certainly not have the financial means at this point to purchase the company and doesn't have the ability to buy back a controlling interest in it. WWE's market value has increased significantly in the years since McMahon made the deal for a number of reasons. It was also reported by Mass J of PW Nexus, I was given word that TKO is not interested in selling off WWE, and a source I spoke with chuckled at the thought of Vince purchasing it back. It's very possible he may feel like he wants it back, but seems very unlikely at this point since WWE is not for sale. What's interesting though is that even though Endeavor own 120 million plus shares in TKO Group Holdings, Vince McMahon still holds 8 million shares, who acts as the largest minority owner. Next up, Alberto Del Rio goes insane. Did current AAA Mega Champion Alberto Del Rio, aka former WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, attack a crew member for a morning TV show? Fans are trying to piece together the facts following an incident that allegedly occurred when the former WWE star appeared on the Mexican morning TV program Venga la Alegría. A video has surfaced where Alberto appears to be angry at a crew member, but as Inside the Ropes describes it, Alberto also attacked a member of the Venga la Alegría team. He threw the man to the ground, ripped his t-shirt off, and proceeded to throw punches at him. Unlike any altercation involving a wrestler and the media, we suspect that this was staged for ratings, but if it wasn't, it could be bad news for Del Rio, whose controversial past has some fans believing he's persona non grata with WWE. Given WWE's recent acquisition of controlling interest in AAA, where Patron currently wrestles, this could be all the excuse WWE needs to send him packing. Meanwhile, Patron took time to blast his upcoming opponent Vikingo, saying, I don't know the kid, I came back to Mexico, Arena Ciudad de Mexico, I win the AAA Mega Championship again, and suddenly this clown shows up looking like a backup dancer from the Cumbia Kings, about 4'3", with some haircut I couldn't even describe, and he goes, I want to be next in line, maybe the greatest champion. I told him, bro, the subway closes at 11, beat it. But it seems that even after this incident, it's been reported by The Observer that people are still friendly with Alberto Del Rio and his relationship is fine with WWE. He's also expected to return to WWE eventually, but not just yet. They reported those who are friendly with Alberto are reporting that everything is fine between him and WWE and that he's going back in WWE eventually, but not right now. Next up, MVP has zero respect for Triple H. A former WWE superstar MVP currently managing the Hurt Syndicate in AEW isn't a big fan of Triple H. The former United States champion recently chatted with Bet Ideas, stating that he has zero respect for Triple H as a person and criticized his booking, pointing out, let's just say this, Bobby Lashley was a two-time WWE champion, and after he took over, Bobby Lashley was reduced to the mid-card. And okay, well, just watch the program. Who were the people in the top spots under his leadership? Who were given the opportunities? While some observers believe that MVP was implying Triple H booked black talent differently, he told Bet Ideas, "I'll be honest with you, my issues with him have nothing to do with race. My issues have to do with him as a person and our personal interactions and things that he said and did that caused me to have zero respect for him." Next up, Triple H hates Money in the Bank. A WWE's Money in the Bank show will be here in just over a week, as fans wait to see which male and female superstar wins the ever-precious briefcase. However, rumor has it that backstage, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H is not a fan of the prop. During a recent episode of WrestleVotes Radio, TC told listeners, "I've been told Triple H is not a big fan of the Money in the Bank prop as a whole. Do you think Triple H could eventually scrap this whole PLE? After all, the match wasn't even his idea. It was the idea of Chris Jericho." Next up, Santino Marella and Arianna Grace make history. It's official, Santino Marella and Arianna Grace have entered the record book following their mixed tag team match against Robert Stone and Victoria Crawford during the 29th May edition of TNA Impact. TNA Wrestling promoted Santino and his daughter Arianna as the first father-daughter tag team in professional wrestling, and this really appears to be the case. While fans have seen father-daughter alliances in wrestling, including Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon, not to mention Nature Boy Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair, those two never worked in a tag team match together, as rather than teaming with Stephanie McMahon, Vince teamed up with Trish Stratus to battle Stephanie and William Regal. The only possible team-up we can ever think of is former WWE superstar Paige teaming up with her dad Ricky, which remains unconfirmed. However, in terms of a father-daughter working on a national stage, this appears to be a very first. And for those wondering, Santino and Arianna came up short, but the fans were delighted to see them make history. Next up, big plans for the ECW Arena. Extreme Championship Wrestling has been dead and buried for nearly 25 years, and no, we're not acknowledging WWE's attempt to revive the brand, but the arena's legacy does live on, as seen by a recent announcement about the WWE's plans to air another show there. Now, you may have also heard that All Elite Wrestling had events scheduled for the historic venue, and now WrestleVotes is reporting that WWE has joined in. We're told WWE has an interesting location lined up for an upcoming NXT TV, Tuesday, August 19th at the 2300 Arena in Philly. That show comes just 1 week before AEW kicks off its 7-show residency at the same venue. NXT aired a special ECW tribute show last November at the 2300 Arena, and judging from that show's popularity, a show which featured appearances from several ECW originals, fans will definitely be eager to watch this one too. Next up, an AEW wrestler under fire for a reckless spot. Does AEW talent Kyle Fletcher have backstage heat with his fellow wrestlers? Brian Alvarez recently commented on the Wrestling Observer Live that the blown spot where Fletcher nearly took Cole's head off during a blundered apron powerbomb did not go over well backstage. I can tell you today, I'm sure I'll hear about this all afternoon, but there are a lot of people furious at Kyle Fletcher because, like, at the end of the day, whatever you do is whatever you guys agree to do and everything like that, but Adam Cole has a history of head injuries. He's had concussions. And many fans took to social media to criticize the spot, as Alvarez added, "So like, you have to be careful, not just with Adam Cole, but with anybody's head." There was a lot of people very unhappy with Kyle Fletcher because, like, what was this dude thinking? What was he thinking? I don't have an answer. Next up, another NXT call-up. Now it seems like it's not just only Stephanie Vaquer and Jordynne Grace being called up to the main roster, as now the Wrestling Observer newsletter also adds that Ricky Saints is also being called up to the main roster. It was mentioned Stephanie Vaquer, Ricky Saints, and Jordynne Grace are all expected on the WWE main roster imminently. Corey Hayes announced on Bodyslam.net, after the show Tuesday's NXT, I got the message saying that Stephanie is going up to WWE Raw, and PW Insider confirmed it today that Stephanie Vaquer is indeed WWE Raw bound. So we're going to have Stephanie Vaquer showing up soon, probably on the June 9th episode of WWE Raw from Phoenix, Arizona, after Worlds Collide. Today, before we went on the air, I got a message that said expect Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer sooner rather than later, so they're going to be running that match back again very soon. This could all be great, and while Stephanie Vaquer is on the Raw brand and Jordynne Grace is reportedly on the SmackDown brand, which brand do you think Ricky Saints will be on? Next up, WWE superstars are not happy with this star. Did comedian Tom Segura make a bad impression on WWE superstars after his appearance on this week's Raw alongside fellow comedian and podcaster Bert Kreischer? WrestleVotes reports that comments Segura made years ago about pro wrestling haven't been forgotten. We're told several in the company weren't happy with the appearance of comedian Tom Segura this past Monday at Raw. Years ago, Segura made several disparaging comments about the wrestling business, calling it fake, stupid people who watch it are idiots, and that the fights are not real, among other things that were much worse and we're not going to say on the air. The WrestleVotes report provided background on why Segura showed up, which on the surface seems shocking given his remarks. While the few we talked to understand it was a Netflix call to have him on the show, and from all accounts, he was respectable while backstage, many within the company didn't appreciate the fact that someone who was on record with these negative ideas and feelings towards pro wrestling could just walk right in and shake hands. While WWE management likely couldn't care less about Netflix asking for its stars to appear on Raw, it sounds like wrestlers aren't taking a forgive and forget attitude. Next up, Jeff Hardy returning to Canada. Could Jeff Hardy return to Canada? Wrestling's charismatic enigma is reportedly not allowed in Canada due to his past DUI arrest, but Brother Matt says that the situation could change, as he revealed on his Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast that we're actively working on a solution for Jeff to one day be back in Canada. We're hoping this happens sooner rather than later. While it can take some serious legal maneuvering to get someone with Jeff's record into Canada, it's likely Brother Nero has the dough to finance his case. The only question whether enough time has passed since Jeff's last DUI case for Canadian authorities to believe that he's taking his sobriety seriously. And finally, a WWE return that would never happen. Last but not least, could former WWE superstar Muhammad Hassan, aka Mark Kopani, return to action? Kopani had this to say during an episode on the Steve Fallon 10 Count Media podcast, saying, "I would be open to it depending on what they had in mind. I don't think that there's any interest in them as far as marketability to bring back the guy who played Muhammad Hassan, but that would be pretty much all they could do." Kopani clarified he wouldn't play his controversial Muhammad Hassan character since it would be insensitive in today's political climate. He also added that he works as a human resource director in a city school district, which would make such a portrayal problematic. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.